Hello everybody. I played a lot of games this year. I didn't necessarily beat all of them, I'm still in the process of beating many of them, but I played a lot of games this year because there were so many good ones, and most of the ones that I played, pretty much all of them in fact, were games from this year. Because I couldn't go back. There was almost no chance to go to a backlog of games from previous years, because just one after another, a new incredible game, one of the best games of all time, who knows, just came out like almost every month, a new favourite. It was insane, and has been insane, and it's been an incredible year for games, movies, films, and this is just to talk about the games that maybe I still haven't played, won't make it onto the top 10 list for whatever reason if I even do one, and this would also be to show why I wouldn't do one, because there's just too many, and they're all so good and deserve a recognition and praise, but we're going to go through them and we're going to talk about how long it would take to beat many of them. We're going to use how long to beat for this, which I know isn't the most scientific method maybe of doing it, but we'll do that. And we'll tally it all up, and we'll see just how many hours it comes to, because it's probably going to be a lot, and that's not even including literally everything here. So we're going to go off some quick stuff, some games that I just really enjoyed, and yeah, let's go. There's a lot. We're going to start off at the lower hours and then go up from there. What Remains of Edith Finch. Fantastic little game, I thought. 2 hours, you're in and you're out. It's great. It's a great little story experience. It's really, really nice. I'd highly recommend it, especially when we have so many incredible games that take up way more time. It's very nice to have a great one that it's only 2 hours. I praise that. Doki Doki Literature Club, I don't know anything about, other than, hey, it's a bit weird. That's all I know. I'm looking forward to playing it on stream. But apparently it's only 4 hours, so that's quite nice. Is it one of the best of the year? I don't know. There's just been a lot of buzz around it. And it's free, so hey, that's nice. Night in the Woods is what I'm currently playing through. 8 hours. Again, that's my dream length. It's just really nice. As I've gotten older and as more games have just been coming out year on year, more incredible games on incredible games, I've really appreciated the great games. Just that little bit shorter. I really appreciate that Edith Finch is the Nights in the Woods of the world, and something boasting, we have 100 hours of gameplay, no longer really appeals to me all that much, because I'm like, yeah, how much of that is actually good though? We'll talk about that in a bit. Uncharted Lost Legacy, great little game, 7 hours. It's done. It's reasonably priced for what it is. Pretty high quality. Not my favorite Uncharted experience ever, but fun little ride. Cuphead, of course. This could go way up depending on how terrible you are at the game. I was alright at it. Played that through with the other Ben. That was a lot of fun. So yeah, we're going to be rounding down things. If it's like 8.5 hours like it is here, we'll round that down to 8 hours when we add everything up. So yeah, 8 hours, that's not bad, but like I said, you could be terrible at it. I don't blame you, it's a pretty tough one. Resident Evil 7, Biohazard, I just finally got through this. It just shows, just so many games keep coming out, and then the one that you started, like Resident Evil, I started when it came out. I only just got back to it and finished it, and I loved it. It was great. It's one of my favourite experiences of the year, I think. And even though it's only 9 hours, there's just so much. There's just so many other things that come over as a distraction, and that's only talking about games. It's insane. Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus. I was actually very good with this one. I started playing it and I finished it. I was like, I'm going to sit down, play it. I'm going to go back to it as much as possible because I want to do a video on it, and I will do a video on it. That script is probably just over halfway done. 10 hours. Nice, very nice, and it's single player only. All the focus is in that. It's got its problems, sure, but I really enjoyed those 10 hours. Super Mario Odyssey, of course, 11 hours. Now, most people aren't gonna just blast through the main story and have it done in 11 hours, though. I think I probably spent 33 hours, but maybe only about 15 to 20 of those were really high quality hours just because of the nature of the game and so many filler moons. You'd say there's just too many moons. There's too many moons. Like, instead of boasting, although Nintendo didn't boast about it, it just kind of word got about there are 800 and something moons in this game. I was just like, Nintendo, maybe it's a little too much. 120 stars was fine. That was alright. Even that I thought was like, ooh, 120 stars. But I think when you get past that, maybe you go into some territory that you shouldn't be. Just thought. But fun game, definitely fun. Not the best Mario game, not the best game ever made. I think people need to chill out. But that's just my opinion. Nier Automata. Now this is an interesting one because yes, 19 hours for the main story, but main and extras is very important here. It did take me about 35 hours to be satisfied with the game. Because it's multiple endings, and I don't want to spoil too much, but it is when you finish the first ending, you're probably not going to be satisfied. You might be, but more than likely you won't be, and that's fine because there's way more to it. And it's not just alternate endings, it's kind of a continuation and like extra endings. It's a really interesting way of doing a game, and it's one of my favorites of the year, I think. Maybe I didn't love it as much as some people. I know some people got like really emotional with it, but didn't really hit me in that way. I just loved how creative it was and the themes that it explored. Horizon Zero Dawn, another game from earlier this year that I still need to get back to. Great fucking game. Main and extras, you're probably gonna, it's an open world game, you're probably gonna do extras, but this is just counting the main story, and that alone is 21 hours. Fuck. That's a lot. It's a good game though. Yakuza 0, not even touched it. Came out in January, not even touched it yet. I didn't get it in January, to be fair, but fuck me. Just the whole prospect of another Japanese game that's going to take me 31 hours. Cool. No, it's fine. It's fine. I'll be fine. It's fine. Speaking of Japanese games that take a long time, Neo, 32 hours. Probably put in 15 on PS4, and now that the PC version's out, I kind of want to just go back and redo a bunch of stuff on that because it looks better and runs a consistent 60 FPS. It's not the best port ever, but I would rather the best experience possible, especially for a game that is as good as I think Neo is. I think Neo is an excellent game, way harder than Dark Souls, so Jesus Christ. Which is why that 32 hours, who fucking knows, like, it might take you 50 to 70. I've seen people take far longer, like twice that amount, to beat the game, because it's legitimately really fucking difficult. Coming from somebody who loves Dark Souls, I think it's far harder than Dark Souls or Bloodborne or any of that. The systems in it are just more complex. Not to say that they're better, they are just more complex. Yeah, great game though. It's probably worth those hours. Just like Breath of the Wild is probably worth the 43 hours you're likely to spend with it. I spent probably about 50 to 60 hours. So I think that I actually did pretty well there in terms of my time, because I did get a lot of the side quest stuff done, and of course the main story. That main story, yeah, takes a while because you spend so much time going to locations, and sure, if you want to just go straight to Ganon and you're a fucking god, then yeah, you can beat him and have the story done in just a few hours. But more than likely you'll go to each divine beast, and that takes a long time to get there and then to solve them, because they're kind of puzzles in and of themselves, and just to talk to all these characters and do all the little quests leading up to it, especially in the desert region. And that was one of my favourite parts of the game, I think, just because there was such a build up to that divine beast. I thought that was great. So yeah, Breath of the Wild, one of the best games of the year. Don't think anybody's debating that other than Jim Sterling. Divinity Original Sin 2, 52 hours. It's in red because they're not sure, they don't have enough data to really solidly say 52 hours, but main and extras, they do have more people saying closer to 80, which is crazy. I never got a chance to play the original Divinity Original Sin, but I would like to play the sequel, very much so, especially because a lot of it is voice acted, which for a game that's so long, I really appreciate that, and I was blown away by the idea that they took such an in-depth game and experience that has so many choices and so many layers to it, and somehow made that all voice acted. It's incredible. What an insane feat. But they did it, and it's really fucking long, and I would love to play it, but I think it's another one that's just going to get snubbed on many things of the year list because people just... it's just the time investment. Something that really helped out, as I talked in my Switch to Fun video, Switch to Fun, is Breath of the Wild is on the Switch. Because you can see the Wii U box as if anybody... No, I'm sure some people did play it on that, all 10 of them at least. But the fact that it was on the Switch means you can just take it anywhere. I'll just play some Breath of the Wild here, Breath of the Wild there, and even though it's so long, it can go by quite quickly because of this little thing right here, which is very much appreciated for long games like this, which is why I wish something like Divinity Original Sin 2, or of course, the biggest one of all, Persona 5, was on the Switch. That would be great. It's because it's being restricted, in my mind at least, restricted to the PlayStation 4, that I've not even got halfway. I don't think I've got halfway. I'm like 33 hours in, which is that's a lot of hours for me to spend on a game, but it's really fucking good. It's just mind-blowing that the main story to this alone is 95 hours. 95 hours is just crazy. It's a crazy amount of time to spend with one game. But hey, Persona 5, I think, justifies it more than enough, and most of those hours are well spent. It doesn't feel like it has a ton of filler. Everything feeds into itself. Everything contributes to something else in the game, and you're always progressing, and you're always doing things to better your character, better your relationships, and learn and understand more about the great characters that are there. It also has a fantastic dub, which I cannot say the same for Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Let's just have a quick look, because I probably wouldn't consider that one of the best games of the year, and of course it just got released, so it doesn't have anything like that. But you know it's going to be a really long game. It's a JRPG. It's a JRPG. Unfortunately, it's one of the only insanely long games that's on the Switch, which is the main reason why I got it, because otherwise I would have never touched Xenoblade Chronicles 2, because it's just not really my sort of thing. The dub is awful. Thank God you can change it to Japanese. The dub is terrible. I hate the character designs. People who have watched stream, they know all about this. But just having it on the Switch and having such a massive game to just dip back into every now and then is really nice. And I just wish Persona or Divinity Original Sin 2 could be on there as well. Very unlikely for Divinity to be, and I think for Persona to be, but then Atlas did say something they were looking at bringing some titles to the Switch, so who knows. But there are a lot here that I really would like to play, or have played, and I need to get back to. I will play Doki Doki Literature Club at some point. I've beaten Cuphead, Resident Evil 7, Wolfenstein 2, Super Mario Odyssey, beat all those. Need to beat Horizon. Need to play Yakuza. I need to beat Neo. God damn it. I need to play Original Sin 2. I know I don't need to, but I want to, and I like to give an encompassing, a fair shot to everything. If I started one of these games, like if I started Divinity Original Sin 2, I wouldn't say, oh crap, I'm hating this, but I have to beat it, otherwise I'm not going to know whether it would be on the top 10. No, if something doesn't engage me within the first 2 to 5 hours, it's not going on the top 10. It's nowhere near. Another one, in fact, that is on this culmination of hours that I've added up is, of course, Hollow Knight. You can watch my video on how Hollow Knight helped my depression and all the incredible things that I can say about the game. Not even everything that I can say about the game is in that video, but it is a stunning game. And it takes about 19 hours, but most people are going to spend more time on it because it's a Metroidvania. It's all about exploration. So, Adding all of those up, and probably a few more besides, we come to 369 hours. And that's just on video games. Think about that. That is an incredible amount of hours to be spending playing great games. Not just good games. Maybe you'll think some of these are only good, but there are also a lot of great games that I didn't involve in that total. So as you can see, that's like half a month of gaming. Maybe that's easy for you. Maybe you don't have anything stopping you, or you're not interested in any other mediums. For me personally, I love films and I love music as well, and it's been a great year for those. So it's really, really, really difficult to fit in 15 days worth of gaming, and that's not even include, like, say if you loved the new Assassin's Creed, that, like, take the 369, add another 23 hours onto that. Or say if you really loved Sonic Mania or Metroid Samus Returns, because you still play your 3DS, unlike me. Too bad, sorry, that's got to come out on the Switch, otherwise I'm not going to play it, basically. Or say if you love fighting games, or say if you are like me and you really enjoyed playing PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds this year, like a ton of other people did. That sucked up about 50 to 80 hours of my time just on that one game. It's not even out yet, and I realize, thinking about that number, that, you know, I could have beaten Yakuza 0 in that time, in less than that time in fact. But goddamn, that game is really fun, and I also use it as a social catch-up sort of game with Guy and Zavilas and all of these other people that I like to play it with, because you're not just playing it, you're also just chatting and having a good time, and that's really nice as well. Would that be my top 10? No, because it's not been officially released. Top 10 2018? Who knows? But until it gets a full release, which sure, it goes into, I think, 1.0, but I believe that's still early access in a couple weeks. So yeah, that's just a little video that I thought about, because it's been on my mind a lot recently, because we're coming to near the end of the year. I've got a month. There's no way I'm going to be able to fit all of these games, especially these 2, 3, with, you know, Divinity Original Sin as well. There's no way I can fit them all in within the month. There is absolutely no way. Maybe if they were all on Switch, sure. But again, with that, having a YouTube channel, it's tough, because I don't always want to play them on here, because I need to get footage, I want to stream them, etc. There's a ton that I haven't even mentioned. There's plenty. There's plenty of great games here that came out this year. Hat in Time, Pyre, fucking hell, Nex Machina, just crazy. The Evil Within 2, loads of great games. So go play some great games, because there's a lot of them, and have fun playing them with friends and family at this festive, lovely time of year. You guys have a great holiday season, and I'll see you soon. I'm working on that Wolfenstein 2 video. Hopefully we'll have it out some point soon, but who knows, there's a lot of other things, and be on the lookout for, of course, more highlights and such from streams that we've been doing. But hey, I'm going to be very busy for the next couple of weeks. See you guys soon.